The hotel lobby looked like money. Not the loud kind, no gold chandeliers or velvet ropes, but the quiet, expensive kind that didn't have to prove itself. Polished stone floors that reflected the ceiling lights like still water. A long marble front desk with soft backlighting. Plants that were too green to be real. Everything smelled faintly of citrus and clean linen, like the air itself had been filtered for people who didn't like reality. Malik Jordan walked in, carrying a small overnight bag and a garment sleeve over his shoulder. He didn't look lost. He didn't look messy. He didn't look like trouble. But the lobby still felt like it paused for half a second when he entered, like a room that had gotten used to seeing one type of person and didn't know what to do when the pattern changed. Most guests were white, business travelers in blazers, couples in coordinated outfits, a family wrangling suitcases with the calm exhaustion of people who could afford stress and still call it a vacation. A few people sat on low couches, scrolling on phones that looked newer than Malik's. Malik kept his posture relaxed as he crossed the floor toward the front desk. His reflection moved with him in the marble. Steady, composed, real. He had a reservation. He had a confirmation email. He had a legitimate reason to be here. Tonight wasn't even about luxury, it was about logistics. A small production company had invited Malik's cousin Trey to shoot behind-the-scenes content for a corporate gala happening in the hotel ballroom. Trey had begged Malik to come, partly for support, partly because Malik was the one who built Trey's stabilizer rig and knew how to fix it if something broke. Malik had agreed, but with one condition. He wasn't driving back across town at midnight. Not after hauling gear. Not after dealing with drunk guests and complicated schedules. So he booked a room here, one night, paid in advance. No drama. He approached the desk, and a white receptionist in a crisp suit looked up. Her smile turned on like a switch. "Welcome," she said. "How can I help you?" "Checking in," Malik replied. "Malik Jordan." The receptionist, name tag Amanda, typed quickly. "ID, please." Malik slid his ID across. Amanda glanced at it, typed again, then smiled politely. "Great. One night. King room. Would you like to keep the card on file for incidentals?" "Yes," Malik said. Amanda handed him the card reader. Malik tapped his card. The screen flashed approved. Amanda printed 2 key sleeves and slid them toward Malik. "You're in room 814. Elevators are to your left. Breakfast is served from—" A sharp voice interrupted her from behind Malik. "Excuse me." Malik turned. A tall white man in a dark suit stood several feet away, posture rigid, earpiece visible. Hotel security. He looked like he'd been carved out of suspicion. Broad shoulders, jaw tight, eyes scanning Malik like Malik was a problem he'd already decided to solve. "Sir," the security man said, tone clipped, "can you step away from the desk?" Amanda's smile flickered. Her eyes shifted toward the security man, then back to Malik, uncertain. Malik held still, keys in his hand. "I'm checking in," Malik said calmly. The security man stepped closer. "We've had reports of unauthorized individuals in the lobby," he said. "You need to step aside." The words were clean enough to sound professional, but Malik heard what was underneath. "You don't look like you belong here." Malik's jaw tightened, then relaxed. He kept his voice level. "I just checked in. Room 814. The security man didn't look at the keys. He didn't look at the receipt. He looked at Malik's face. "I need you to come with me," he said. Amanda finally spoke, cautious. "He is checked in, Daniel. I just—" "Ma'am?" Daniel cut her off, without taking his eyes off Malik. "We'll handle it." Malik felt heat rise in his chest. He kept his hands visible, keys and receipt sleeve held lightly. "I'm not going anywhere," Malik said calmly, "unless you tell me what policy I'm violating." Daniel's eyes narrowed. "Sir, do not make this difficult." Behind Malik, a couple on the couch looked up. A white businessman near the coffee station paused mid-sip. The lobby's soft hum shifted into a quiet attention, the kind that could turn on you fast. Malik didn't raise his voice. He didn't want the lobby to decide he was the threat. "I'm not making anything difficult," Malik said. "I'm a guest. I have a key." Daniel's gaze flicked to the key sleeve for the first time, then back to Malik, like the key sleeve was irrelevant. "Keys can be stolen," Daniel said. Malik stared at him for a beat. "Then verify it," Malik replied. "Scan the key. Check the system. Ask the front desk." Daniel's jaw flexed. "We're not doing this here." Malik felt the familiar trap closing. Move him out of the public eye, away from witnesses, then control the narrative. Once you were in a hallway with security, it didn't matter what was true. It mattered what they said happened. Malik's voice stayed calm but sharpened. "You're not removing me from the lobby without verifying anything." Daniel stepped closer, voice lowering. "Last warning." Amanda's hands hovered over her keyboard, frozen. She looked uncomfortable, like she wanted the problem gone more than she wanted justice. Malik looked at Amanda. "Can you confirm I'm checked in?" he asked, loud enough to be heard, but not loud enough to be called a scene. Amanda swallowed. "Yes, you are checked in." Daniel's eyes flicked toward Amanda briefly, annoyed, then snapped back to Malik. "We need to verify that your key belongs to you," he said. "Great," Malik said. "Do it." Daniel stared at him like Malik's calmness was an insult. Finally, Daniel turned to Amanda. "Pull up the key audit trail." Amanda blinked. "The what?" Daniel's lips tightened. "Key system. Room 814. Show issued keys and timestamps." Amanda hesitated, then began typing. Her fingers moved quickly now, as if speed could prevent the situation from becoming uglier. Malik stood still, feeling the marble floor cold under his shoes. He could hear his heartbeat in the quiet. Daniel stood beside him, close enough to be threatening without touching him. Malik could smell Daniel's cologne. Sharp, expensive, trying too hard. A minute passed. Amanda's face changed. Not dramatically, but in a way Malik recognized. The shift people got when the screen contradicted their assumptions. Amanda looked up. "It shows," she started. Daniel snapped. "Read it." Amanda cleared her throat. "Room 814. Key encoded at 6:12 p.m. under Malik Jordan's reservation. Payment authorized at 6:10. 2 keys issued." Malik's shoulders loosened by half an inch. Daniel's face didn't soften. "Any other encodes?" he asked. Amanda clicked. "No, no other encodes today. No rekeys." Daniel's jaw clenched. He didn't like that the system was confirming Malik, but he tried one more angle anyway, voice colder now. "Show door access history." Amanda frowned slightly. "That's a different report." Daniel's eyes stayed hard. "Do it." Amanda clicked again, navigating deeper. Malik watched her expression tighten as she pulled up something she clearly didn't want to be responsible for. Amanda read slowly. "Door access logs. Room 814 has no entries yet." Malik let out a slow breath. "Because I just got the key." Daniel stared at Malik like he wanted to find a crack. But the crack wasn't in Malik. It was in Daniel's story. The businessman by the coffee station looked away now, embarrassed. The couple on the couch returned to their phones, as if pretending the moment didn't matter could make it vanish. Daniel finally stepped back a half step, the closest thing to an apology he was willing to offer. "All right," he said stiffly. "Just protocol." Malik looked at him. "Protocol is checking first," Malik said calmly, "not threatening to remove someone and then asking questions." Daniel's eyes narrowed, but he didn't respond. Amanda slid Malik's ID back across the counter, like she wanted the transaction to resume its original shape. "Again? I'm sorry," Amanda said, voice low. Malik took his ID and key sleeve. He didn't smile. He didn't scold her either. He nodded once. "Thanks." He turned toward the elevators. Daniel's voice followed him, quieter, as if trying to save face. "Next time, just cooperate." Malik stopped. Not dramatically. Just enough that Daniel's words didn't get to be the last ones. He turned his head slightly and said, calm as a locked door, "Next time, verify before you accuse." Then Malik walked away. The elevator doors opened with a soft chime. Malik stepped inside. The mirrored walls reflected his face back at him. Steady, controlled, tired. As the doors closed, he exhaled fully for the first time in minutes. He wasn't shaken because security existed. He was shaken because of how easily his presence had been turned into suspicion. How quickly unauthorized individual had been placed on him like a label. And how many times he'd had to bring receipts, logs, stamps, codes, proof, just to be treated like he belonged in the room he paid for. The elevator rose. Floors lit up one by one. When it reached the 8th floor, Malik stepped into a quieter hallway with thick carpet that swallowed footsteps. Room 814 waited at the end, the numbers gleaming on the door. Malik tapped the keycard. Green light. Click. The door opened, and Malik stepped into his room. His space, his right, his temporary home. Knowing the night wasn't even the hard part. The hard part was always the same. Entering places that claimed they were open to everyone, and surviving the moment someone decided you were the exception.